Which is better, dice trays or dice towers? We're going to roll this die 1,000 times to find out. I use a dice tower when playing TTRPGs, but I noticed most of my players do not. So I asked myself, is one actually better than the other, or is it just a convenience thing? Now, dice trays are great. They're inexpensive, easy to transport, and they come in a plethora of designs and colors. But you also end up seeing this.
Here, man.
Of course, the downside with towers is that they're often not as portable as trays, and can be kind of noisy. But towers are great for tight spaces where you don't have a lot of elbow room to put your own spin on things, which also suggests that towers should be more consistent with the results from the rolls. And by consistent, I mean fair and balanced. And there are plenty of dice towers that aren't as noisy and could be just as portable. So I decided to put that to the test by rolling the same die 1,000 times to see which tool enables the most consistent rolls. Alright, we're going to start by rolling in our dice tray. We're going to roll 500 times, and I'm going to record the results on my little spreadsheet here. Now, the dice tray doesn't really do anything to affect the roll. It ultimately comes down to the person rolling and how much they're trying to influence the roll. So it's really a question of who is better at rolling the dice tower, or you. With that said, I'm going to try to roll as consistently as I can by just picking up the die and rolling it roughly at the same angle and velocity. I'm not going to swirl the die around before I do it. I'm just going to pick it up and roll. Let's get started. The spreadsheet I have here is formatted to turn green when I enter a number, but also will turn red when I enter a number greater than 20. For example, if I end up typing a 41 when I meant to type a 14. Yes, this does come up later. Alright, our first 500 rolls in the dice tray is done, and what I did was I copied the numbers from my spreadsheet, and then I used this Bayesian D&D dice analysis site that is meant to test the balance and the probability of the die itself. But obviously being able to compare it against another tool, it'll help, it'll show if there are any variations between just rolling it and the tower itself. And kind of as I suspected, the 9 popped up quite a bit. At first I wasn't sure if it was just coming up that much, or I actually had to focus every time to find the little dot next to the 9, and the 7 on this die was definitely the hardest one to kind of read. You see the coloring is a little bit darker in the center there than on many of the other ones, and so it just didn't really stand out as much. But according to these results, the 9 definitely pops up a lot. Then it looks like the 9 and the 8 definitely pop up the most. So I guess we will see what happens once we start, or once we switch to the tower. All right, now I'm going to try the dice tower. Similarly, I'm going to try to be as consistent with the rolls as I can. I'm just going to pick it up and just drop it. I'm going to drop it from here so that way it gets the most travel through the tower. Again, try to just drop it in the same place. Just pick it up, drop it, and see how consistent we get. Let's see how it goes. If you like this dice tray and tower set, there'll be a link to it in the description below. All right, another 500 rolls later. Let's go ahead and plug in. I feel like the 8's definitely stuck out a little bit more. But let's see. All right. Interesting. Yeah, the 8's definitely stuck out a little more. 14 sticks out a lot. 18 was definitely the lowest rolling, followed by probably by 19. The 20s, the 20 and the 4 and the 16 was the most mid. Yeah, comparing the dice tray to the dice towers, I'm definitely not a math magician, but yeah, the dice trays, it seems like you had a couple that were really high and everything else is pretty mid. And the dice tower, I don't know, it seems a little bit like everything is kind of hovering more closer to the mid-range, which to me it seems like it's a little bit more random, and every number gets a decent amount of face time. You have these that were really low, and then these couple that were much higher, but everything else seems to kind of hover in the center a little bit more, versus the dice tray where you had, again, a couple that kept popping up more than others. Everything else is very mid. So I don't know, maybe why don't you guys tell me what you think? I'm certainly not a math magician, but to me the dice tower looks a little more balanced versus the dice tray. But perhaps only minds greater than mine would really be able to tell us what's going on here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little experiment. And if you still like dice trays after this, try making your own right here.